Oh shit, what was that? Man, that's crazy. All right, man. What's going Yeah, that was crazy. That went kind of fast. All right, what's going on, man? We are live again doing the part 4.
It's part
Uh
four. Yep.
yeah, part 4, yep. And so I want to introduce our welcome to my channel, Mr. Marvin Taylor. He gonna go into his wrapping up story as far as what his condition is now, what he believes in now, and kind of get, kind of go into just drop some knowledge on y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? So we finna get into class, man. School is finna get a session. Take y'all seat and hit that like button as y'all come in, man. So go on, man. Go on in. I'm gonna let you go on in, man. We did the Noah's Ark last week, and I hope anybody who watched that last week, man, y'all sat down, y'all set your behind down, and kind of took some notes. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So we're gonna do the same thing today, and I'm gonna let you go in, man. So yeah, go ahead, Marvin. You know, school some of these people, man. Yeah, just go on in, man. What I have no introduction, man, but yeah, go on ahead.
Okay. Well, let me help you out here, cause you know me. I'm very humble. I love it when you do that. But I am really humble. First of all, let me just say this: everything that I'm saying is not. It's like there's a saying that goes: if you have a belief that is abstract from the way that another person believes in, then a lot of times people think that you're attacking them. And so, in the way that the saying goes, that you attack a man's God, then you're attacking them.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? So,
mm-hmm.
just before I begin, just let you know that look, I don't claim to have all the answers. I can only give you my perspective and how I view things. So, if you do believe that Jesus Christ or Allah or whoever is your God, then okay, you have that right. But the reason why we're doing this talk, so to say, is that so you can see what ideas I have, my perspective. That's one of the things that I kind of like to say before I really start to uh, deliver or divulge my view on things, my view on
Yeah,
my
yeah,
perception of reality. So I just like to say that it's just the way I was taught, Jumanji. Okay,
yeah, 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 yeah,
the way that I've learned, from the
yeah,
people I've
yeah.
listened to. I think Ray Hagans likes to say this. You know, picture a circle, and I know you probably heard of this before. Picture the circle of awareness, and he
Mhm,
says everything that I think I do not know is outside the circle, and
mhm,
everything that I do know is inside the circle.
mhm.
So that's one of the best concepts when it comes to talking about metaphysics or any type of esoteric information. Well, it's biblical, all of it,
Yeah,
spirituality, all in religious talks. That's what must be said. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
That's one of the things that people need to understand. And that kind of like by me saying that, kind of just stand down. Everybody can just
yeah, yeah,
stand down. You know what I'm saying? Because when you
yeah,
talk about God, man, it's like, or if a person says that they don't no longer believe in God, then it's like people get super emotional.
mhm,
One of the things that has gone on in my family, given from our background and what we've all been through, is everybody wants to believe or should believe, according to them, in Jehovah, or
mhm.
they say that Jehovah is the one true God. But when it comes to things that go on in my life and the things that I've experienced and the things that I've seen, the things that I've read, and the understanding that I have now, then I no longer hold that perspective, so to say. So, Jumanji, I am very when somebody asks me this question, and I think I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to explain like this. A lot of times people ask you, um, what are your beliefs, or what do you believe in? How would you answer that question? If somebody
What I
asks you,
believe in,
right? Yeah, if somebody asks you like how, yeah, how would you answer
what I
that?
believe in. Okay.
Yeah.
Before I start, what's going on, TW man? How you doing? What do I believe in? Ooh, I don't know why
Oh, see.
anybody. I ain't think I'm gonna ask. I don't know why anybody would even ask me that. What I believe. Yeah, what I believe in. I can't. I don't know what I would even say. I don't. I have no idea, man. I
So
don't know
so you
what I
so
would
you,
say.
you don't have no idea. So
Yeah,
automatically when somebody asks you what are your beliefs, so you don't have an answer for them.
yeah. I have no answer because it's like,
I got
what
you.
is that? Yeah, how does that information help you? Like, what, what do I believe about? You know, I'm saying about what? What believe about what? It's like,
And you see, this is why you and I kind of connect because that's my answer. I mean, it's like when somebody walks up to you, they're like, "What do you believe in? What are your beliefs?" And it's like,
yeah,
well, this is how I respond to it. I say, well, for starters, I believe that this reality is real. I believe in you. I believe that you can that you're a just now meeting you. I understand. I kind of believe that you are an exceptional individual. You know,
hmm
I'm happy that that you are taking the time out to ask what my beliefs are. But for the most
yeah,
part, I believe in you. I believe in the sun. I believe in things that are around me. You
hmm
know, so
yeah. So okay, so
yeah.
like, so okay, so when we were Jehovah's Witness, we had the, I guess you would say, the Christian understanding of a
Mhm.
creator. And one thing that we kind of get stumped on is how are we here?
Yeah.
How did we get here? How did everything get here from nothing? You know, because I mean, you could say evolution, but evolution does not explain how things got here. Nothing can't evolve. It had to be something that started, and
Mhm.
then it evolved.
Right.
So this is where a lot of religion people hang up on, is that there had to be something there that created. And so in their mind, it has to be a being in a spiritual realm that one day started to create things. And I'm pretty sure that was your understanding when you was your witness. As you started waking up, what moved you away from that? What moved you away from that understanding that there was a loving God, all knowing, that created things? What moved you? What was what I'm trying to say? What planted seeds in your mind that this understanding might not be uh reality?
Well, for starters, for me, when I came and I read the Bible from cover to cover, you know, when they say that, a lot of times people say, well, you need to read your Bible and you read your Bible more. But yet, still, like, when I actually read it, then certain things did not correlate with my reality. Like, one of the things is this, like, you mentioned love, right? And
Hmm.
okay, here it is that how do you you getting ready, aren't you? Anyway, one of the things that
Well,
we
no, cause
see.
no, you before you go, it's like, it's kind of, you kind of close to the microphone, so it's like kind of echoing off of the,
Okay,
like, yeah, the voice is kind of echoing a little bit in
how about
there.
now?
That sounds a little better because, like, every time you take a breath, I can hear the breath. Like, I can hear your breath when you
Yeah, yeah.
breathe.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
okay.
So that sounds a little better. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yes, yeah. So I mean, when I read the Bible from cover to cover, and then it was kind of like like what you mentioned, love, and I mean, I'm like, okay, this cannot be the actual creator of the cosmos because for one, things are a little not on the up and up. And when
Hmm.
you look at the whole entire story of Adam and Eve and everything like that, then you kind of see like, look, this cannot be done by a perfect individual. Some an all knowing, omnipotent, all knowing God will not sit up there and make mistakes like this or have to repent if He is all knowing.
Hmm.
So that right there goes ahead and tells me like, look, okay, this is not the product of some perfect being. So then, like when you mentioned earlier about religions trying to find answers or trying to attribute it to the God of the Bible, so to say, that's what you were trying to say, right? That's what you were saying
Yeah.
earlier,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my thing is that what they failed to do is they failed to incorporate um, today's or the up to date science, the scholarship of today. Their religion does not change. It's not go along with science. I believe
Hmm.
that, and I'm saying I believe this is my perspective. I believe that religion should be on point with science, in other words, with the scholarship of today. And so then what I'm getting at is that you will find clues or many theories that are better than the ones that kind of came out beforehand before we actually knew of certain information. You will find out a good reason for the origin of life or how life starts.
Mm.
So, with that said, I'm kind of ready to go in. So just ask me some questions, and that'll just start making my mind flow a little bit, and I can get on to
Yeah,
where I
yeah,
really want to go.
yeah. So the first thing is okay because someone can look at the conditions of the world, and I could think because Mother Teresa, after she went to go try to help other people in her like her what do you call that, her Christian work, she started
Uh
becoming
huh.
like an atheist at the end of life because she's seen the suffering. So a lot of times something can happen in your life where you say there's no loving God up there. What was your moment of saying that, this is not, this does not, what I'm saying? Like, what was the moment that planted the seeds where you eventually became what you are now?
Well, I'm gonna say that um, people's just starving, and the whole entire thing. I would say that about you and I, our ancestry.
Hmm.
That's one of the things that I attribute to a lot of it. A lot of
Hmm.
me leading away from Christianity. I had to start with Christianity because that's where I came from. So, just seeing like, for instance, Elamina Castle. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Elamina Castle, and the way that people were sitting up there, and the Portuguese were worshiping Jesus Christ. Well, up under the church, you had who? You had our ancestors
Hmm.
down there, surrounded by in feces and in the heat, in the
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, these people are sitting up there and they're worshiping this religion, but yet still this God or this individual who supposedly gave his life for the sins of man has cannot put an end to this mess that's going on right then and there. Now, some people say that, well, slavery is no longer going on. It's no longer going on anymore
Mm.
when it comes to the American side of it. But my point is this: those people during that time, why were their lives not saved by this God, or why did not this God come down and appear before them
Yeah.
and actually validate his existence and say, look, I will not tolerate this.
Hmm.
I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to me, and before I go, I want to say, TW said as a witness, we thought we had answers, not our own, to many questions in life. Have been out for 30 years. I'm comfortable not having all the answers. Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, no one has all the answers, and
Yeah, I
it's
don't.
good because, yeah, it's good because you don't have to have all the answers. I mean, it's like you're good not knowing, and and sometimes I think as witnesses and Christians, their ego is built on having an answer. We
Right.
don't have to worry about that. But for me, here's for me, and this is myself. This is me being selfish, right? Because
Hmm.
I believe that God was loving as a witness, and before I was a witness, I was a Christian or whatever you call it, and I believe that God was loving, and God wanted me to know the truth because I prayed and prayed. But when I found out that witnesses were false, I thought to myself, like, God, you knew my heart, and you let me go all these years in darkness. Like, why would a loving God do that? Why would He let me do this and not um wake me up earlier? You see what I'm saying? It's like if God was really a father the way the Bible presented, He would never do that. Because I would never do that to my kids. If I see them going the wrong way, I'm going to tell them
Yeah.
and I'm going to let them know. So that was my waking up point that the Bible is not a true interpretation of the creator or divine essence that we come from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because a father would not do that or allow his child to go in darkness for that long. or even,
Yeah.
even for going back before, even before the Bible was even a thing, even over in America, South Africa, or even the furthest parts of the earth. He only
Mhm.
sent his son. If he loved everybody, his son only came and visited a certain amount of people and took off. Like, if I'm your son, why you only could come and visit certain people? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like
Mhm.
if your family came to town where you're living at, and they only visit certain family members, didn't visit you. You like, wow, I didn't mean that much. If you only came to Earth and visited these people and took off and didn't let me know he's here.
Right.
Yeah. So that,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I have the same feelings as you. And another thing too, what always got me was that okay, after I was studying the Bible and everything, I had questions, man. This one, even when I was at JW, this question that was always in my mind. Okay, so we had the God of the Bible talking all throughout the whole entire book, but yet still we get in modern day, he's quiet. You don't hear nothing.
Yeah.
There's no he doesn't speak. You don't
Hmm.
hear there's nobody that's on the earth they speak to. Even though that um, JWs, what I'm saying, they say that, or the governing body says that they get their messages from God, but not one of them has ever talked about what God's voice sounds like or what messages they get, and they just prove it through their own actions, through what they decide. You know what I'm saying? And we know that
Yeah.
this right here is false. That they're not being truthful. That they don't really have this this the this so-called divinity, because here it is. Just last week, I read something where they're starting to destroy a whole lot of their old literature. So my thing is, God is has an organization that's producing false works. To hear it is that you got to sit there and destroy something that is sacred. If their religion is supposed to be the one true one, but yet so you got to get rid of stuff. Like,
Yeah,
come
that's
on,
crazy.
man. Yeah, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on, man.
yeah.
Like, this ain't this is you're playing
So
games here.
okay, so what that would mean is that because the Bible has what 66 books in it, so that means
Actually,
Paul could have.
go
Okay, so that
ahead.
means Paul. That means Paul could have came and said, "Well, let's throw away Jeremiah. We burn those because that's old. That's old news."
Yeah,
Would that make sense?
it don't make sense. And also too, I mean, okay, you said that the Bible has 66 books, and you already know where I'm about to go. There
Hmm.
are the oldest one is the Ethiopian Bible, and it has
Uh huh.
it was made 800 years before the King James. It has 88
Yeah.
books. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
got rid of those books because it did
Yeah.
not coincide with the narrative that the that those the understanding of Christianity that came out later on, it did not agree with the narrative that they
Oh,
wanted to
okay.
uphold.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So
yeah.
Jehovah Witness didn't invent throwing away books. Then that
No.
Jehovah Witness invent. Okay. So okay. Well, Joe fit right in with Jehovah Witness fit right in with that. Then
They
look,
fit. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. TW said, "Be careful what we ask for. Imagine if God told us exactly how the heavens and life came into being, and it estimated so above our understanding, we knew less than before the answer." Uh, yeah, yeah. A lot of stuff we cannot understand, but it's just the fact that if if I'm going down a path and God has let me go down that path is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to know how the earth is created because I can't do it. I don't know how the earth is created. I'm just saying that me going down the path of saying I'm going to worship you and I'm using my life to serve you in the way I thought was right, and you sitting up there watching me this whole time, you sitting there watching me knock on people's doors and mislead people, and you supposed to love me. You gonna sit there and watch me do that whole thing? No, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, well, let's start with that on that subject when it comes to knocking on doors, and does God have a hand in people actually coming before you? My thing is this, but coming before you with the book. My thing is this, um, and me and my wife was talking about this not too long ago. I think we said it was something like this. Most of the time, when people are sitting up there, they're coming before you with something. It's most of the time it's going to be some BS. A lot of times it's going to be something
Mm-hmm.
that's worth nothing. So my thing is this:
Yeah.
if people think that just because you have a religious person trying to bring you some religious paraphernalia, then that is something from God. There was a man knocked on my door the other day, and he was selling some pressure washer equipment. Do you think God sent him?
No, I don't. Yeah, yeah, no.
Do you think some divine entity sent him to? You just so happen to cross the paths with this person
Mhm.
because they have an agenda. He has
Yeah.
like the pressure washer guy. He had an agenda to sell me some pressure washing equipment,
Mhm.
so to say. Could have been a scam.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
could have just been some regular dish detergent and some water.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. But so then it's kind of like when a JW comes to a person's door and they have what the Bible,
Mhm.
then people are thinking like, oh my gosh, I just prayed about this. God must have sent you to. And I'm like,
Yeah.
now when I used to hear that, man, it used to just be so awesome. Like, when I was out in the service one time, I think me and my mom went to this one door, and then this lady said, "Oh, I just said a prayer. You show up here."
Mhm.
And then it's kind of like, okay, you could have just said a prayer, and then anybody could have showed up. The Swans man could have showed up at your door.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? You just
all the Mormons. The Mormons could
Yeah,
have came.
right, right. So
Yeah.
so then what I'm getting at is that this whole entire universe is based upon two things: actions and reactions.
Mhm.
You have the different laws that play a part in this whole entire universe.
Mhm.
And with me studying, you know, information such as or philosophies known as the Kabbalion and also known as the Hermetic principles,
Mm.
then I was actually able to see how this actual universe operates.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I'm trying to get into.
Yeah, yeah.
The
So I
Kabbalion.
had
Yeah,
to
yeah,
walk into it, man. You
yeah,
have to
yeah,
walk
yeah.
into it, man. You can't just bust in somebody's door,
Yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get into this right here, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Kabbalion.
I
Yeah,
had to walk
yeah,
into it, man. I had to walk
yeah.
into it.
Yeah, the metanetta and all that other stuff.
I
Yeah,
don't
and the
speak Meta
pyramid,
Nature.
the pyramid text and all that good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right, what's going on? Maggie Two and B Buttercup.
That's
Um,
some nice names right there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Maggie Two. Yeah, yeah. Where's Maggie One at? Okay, yeah. So okay, so you started to look at all these texts, African
Yeah.
texts, and you realized that a lot of things were plagiarized when it came to the Bible, or a lot of stuff were copied. So
Right.
how did you get into reading those? Because I know that was a big no-no looking into stuff like that when you were Jehovah's Witness. How did you even come into, how do you know that stuff existed?
Well, for one, it was me just having questions, and then also too, I mean, I just started just researching, like, and people that you tune into, what I'm saying, like I started tuning into Shock Most and Sinetta TV and everything like that, and Jabari Osaze, and so then that's when I started you know researching what they said and what was being said, and validating that, then basically bringing that into my correlating that to my reality, actually going and buying books and reading it for myself. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? When it came to the
Yeah.
fear, so to say, because a lot of it is just fear. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, you think you're told, somebody has to tell you that this information is from the quote unquote boogeyman or the
Hmm.
devil. Somebody has to
Yeah.
tell you that.
Yeah. Well,
But
Wait, hold on. Jay Santos is saying that. He's saying that's a code information.
what is the occult?
What is that? Yeah.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
is?
but
No, this is good. No, this is good. Yeah, what is the occult in definition?
yeah. Yeah. What is it? Well, I know
Look
according
at it.
to I know according to the Bible and Deuteronomy, it's all demonic stuff. But what is the definition of a cult? I'll look it up. Hold on.
Super. No, I got it right here. Supernatural.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
supernatural, mystical, or magical beliefs, practices, or phenomena.
Mhm.
Supernatural.
Mhm.
So are angels supernatural?
Mhm. Mhm.
Is there magic that's in the Bible? What did Jesus do? Did Jesus do magic? If we were to see him basically say a couple of words and a woman raises up or a man raises up from the dead, What do we attribute that as?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Magic.
code.
It's
Yeah, magic.
mystical.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's magic, mystical. So
Mhm,
when we say that, okay, this is the occult, do we actually know what we're saying, or are we throwing out words? It's
mhm,
kind of like how, and I know I try to get too political. It's kind of like how Republicans say Democrats are bringing forth socialism, but then they did a
mhm,
poll. They did a poll where somebody was going out there asking Republicans, "What is socialism?" They don't even know.
mhm.
They don't have the
Yeah,
right definition for it. So a lot of
yeah, yeah,
times it's just like the same word with cult. The word cult is not a bad word,
yeah.
but it's
Exactly.
the I think it's what's it called, denotation or connotation, the connotation that you put on a word that
Mhm.
basically the people throw it around used to discredit or
Exactly.
bring down a movement or whatever a person philosophical
Mhm.
or what their beliefs are. So
Mhm.
that's how I answer it. Now, if somebody wants to say, "Oh, you're the cult. You're bringing forth the devil," oh, fine. That's okay. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Exactly.
yeah, that's okay
Hey.
because my thing is this: when it comes to the devil bringing forth, you know, what I'm saying, bringing forth knowledge or bringing forth, no, not knowledge. Excuse me. When it comes to the devil, you know, looked at as something that's evil, then you really have to think. And I think you and I talked about this. If we really read the Bible from cover to cover, and then we take a tally mark at who has the most kills, who who killed more,
As far as
God or
who?
Satan? God or Satan killed more?
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. God. Yeah. God killed more. I mean, yeah. He killed a lot of people. Yeah. Yeah. God killed a
Yeah,
lot of people. Yeah. I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I mean, did Satan? I don't know if Satan even kill. Did Satan even kill anybody? Only thing I
Job,
heard about.
Job, in the story of
Oh,
Job.
okay. Oh, okay. Oh, that. Oh, okay. Then, but they killed some pigs. Well, they killed pigs too, didn't they?
Yeah,
Jumped off the
yeah,
doggone bridge. Okay. Yeah. And it's kind of like also words like pagan. They use these things to vilify stuff that goes against what they believe. That's basically what it is.
right.
Uh, yeah, yeah. So yeah, a cult. Even voodoo. They try to bring that into evilness. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just sometimes the ignorance of things could make you vilify it because it goes against the Christian principle, it goes against the Jewish religion, things like that. But if you really look at what
I
it
like what
really is,
TW said just now.
what you say?
TW said, they said capitalist corporations want socialist handouts from the government during COVID-19. Full stop.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, Medicare is it Medicare? Is it Medicare? Medi-Cal, example of socialism.
Yeah.
Medi-Cal and well, yeah, yeah. So yeah, but anyway, but yeah, they use these words to really vilify things like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead.
so yeah, so anyway, when you looked up these books and things like that, because I had never thought about looking up stuff like that. Even when I was a witness, I looked at Africa and things like that as saying, okay, we worship false gods out there. We
Mm-hmm.
brought a lot of yeah, just like I said, cultic and spiritistic things over here. We did voodoo, hoodoo, and all this other stuff, and
Yeah, yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Voodoo, and that was where our ancestors practiced. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So
And
yeah,
yeah, go ahead. No,
yeah.
no, you
So
go
I'm
ahead.
just yeah. So what I'm saying is that we are conditioned to believe that before we came over here,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much the European saved us from our evil ways. So God was watching us, according to the Bible and Christianity. God watched us in Africa do all this wicked stuff for thousands of years, and He said, "Okay, it's time now. Now it's time to release them from that evil. I'm going to send a white man down there to release them from the evil." But for the thousands of years, God was watching us go in our evil. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, what kind
yeah.
of God is
I know exactly what you're
that?
saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What kind of God is that, man?
yeah, yeah. I know exactly what you're saying. And I mean, a lot of it, man, is just that people are going from and live in different areas of the world. They're trying to make sense of all this.
Hmm.
That's what they're trying to do. And I mean, for the most part, you know, voodoo has been demonized a lot, and I mean the thing
Hmm.
about it is that really, all this is just things that are just natural.
Yeah, yeah.
Burning sage.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
they found out that there is some scientific benefits from burning sage.
Hmm.
Things such as raising your mood. What I'm saying, just changing the smell of the house and everything like that.
Hmm.
You can still have a little bit of let's see, myth behind it. You know what I'm saying? Just little stories
Yeah.
about it. If you want to believe that they're casting out spirits or whatnot, okay, you can have
Hmm.
that. Okay, nothing's bad gonna happen. You still gonna live and you still gonna
Yeah.
die. That's just how I
Yeah.
look at it as. Okay, you
Exactly.
still want to. You need to have some type of myth behind it because what? Because you want to teach it. You know what I'm saying? You want to teach the benefits of, okay, when people start to smell it, or what I'm saying, it changes their mood a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It
Hmm.
may elevate you. So
Yeah.
you treat the children, okay, then you need just
Hmm.
get them a little story behind it. It helps teach it better. That's it. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
all.
Yeah. And also, I mean,
Man,
even in the
yeah.
Bible, but even in the Bible, you had the teraphim, or you had those two items that they cast, the lots that they cast.
Hmm.
That'll be something that's supernatural when you're using an item to decide something where you believe a supernatural force is really determining. You see what I'm saying? They cast lots and they had the teraphim and that other thing that the Jews did to decide things. So even in the Bible, you have example of occultic practice or so-called occultic practices and magical practices that they believe supernatural force was behind it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, so I mean, even in
Jay
the Bible, you
Jay
do that.
Jay Jay Sanchez says sage brings demonic, dirty spirits to your house. My
Oh,
house
okay. Well,
smells
he must
good
have
right now.
he. Okay. Well, say. Well, hey, wait. What sage cook? I mean, what Jay cook his food with? Cause I mean, don't you cook with sage? You been don't cook with no sage, man. Don't cook with no damn sage.
I
Yeah,
tell you
yeah.
what. I tell you what. This tea is this why I brewed this right here. This tea. This is
Mhm,
called Jamaican Medina tea.
mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
You can burn this as a say, or you can drink it. Okay.
Mhm.
This. Let me look up the benefits real quick because I don't like just
Yeah.
saying something and it just not come. And it just comes
Yeah.
out of just nowhere.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
go ahead and talk while I get
Anyway,
this
man.
up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, whatever a person believes. You believe sage brings a
Yeah.
doggone demon, you believe a smurf or a Tory bring demons, then by all means avoid those things. This is
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I mean, a lot of times people have phobias of things. I'm not going to sit here and say sage will not bring a demonic bad energy to your house. It might do. That's your household, so that nobody can deny that your personal experience. You see what I'm saying? But
Hey,
as
I
far as
think
sage,
I think people will love this right here, and I'm gonna read this right here. Okay. This is about Jamaican Medina. This is the tea that I'm drinking right now. Okay. And I actually brewed
hmm
this. And actually, people that practice voodoo, they actually make teas and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's
hmm
the thing. So people that are drinking teas, you might want
hmm
to stop drinking herbal teas and stuff, okay? Because the people that came up with that stuff, they did not believe in Christianity. They did not
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so it says Medina is very popular Jamaican herb used to combat variety of elements, but it's most popularly known as an aphrodisiac and as a male booster for virility. Medina's
Uh-huh.
ability to improve a person's sexual performance means that they have turned to the herb for its generations in an effort to help improve their performance in the bedroom. It's
Yeah, yeah,
also
yeah.
been used in tonics and also used for various muscle, muscle aches and things of that nature. And
Yeah.
helps with hypertension and
Hmm.
helps with diabetes and things of that nature.
Wow, yes,
Yeah,
that's good stuff, man. That's very helpful. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah. No, Jay is cool. I'm not worried about Jay.
Me
We
neither,
just
man.
going
He
through.
cool,
Yeah, yeah,
man. He
yeah,
cool, man.
we just
You
going
cool,
through that.
man.
Okay.
you
Yeah. So, but anyway,
think I'm getting
yeah,
in my feelings,
yeah,
man?
yeah, yeah. Anyway, getting
let,
back
let,
to
let, let me say this real quick though, Jamar. Let me say this, y'all. Let me say this. I like to. I don't want people who just agree with me all the time because for one, we was all in the religion that basically said that look, it's either this way or the highway, and leave your family here.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I like this, okay? Because this helps
Yeah.
me out. I've been in a ton of conversations because that was part of my waking up process also too. And I hate to say waking
Mhm.
up. That was part of my understanding process, so to say. You know,
Mhm.
me learning from others, other people asking questions. So keep asking, keep firing them off, man. You're doing
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, going back to your, and you had to say your wake your waking up process, brother.
I
You're being
hate
woke.
I hate that.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
say this, man, because everybody they need to hear this. They need to hear this. Okay, y'all think about this. And we dealt with a lot of this when it comes to freaking this politics mess that was been going on. Okay, with mainly African Americans fed up with the Democratic Party, right? So it's like y'all need we need to wake up. They're pulling our strings. And now, mind you, now you have these people out here that talk about they're woke and everything like that. When they was in high school, they had a freaking 55 in social studies, and all of a sudden they're talking about that they're woke and stuff like that. But but what you see, here's the thing: when somebody talks they're woke, anybody can claim they're woke. You have people that
Mhm.
believe in flat Earth right now that believe that they are woke and you
Oh.
are asleep if you believe in round Earth. You have
Yeah,
people
yeah,
that
yeah,
believe that
yeah.
Earth is hollow. You have people that believe that the Earth
Yeah.
is hollow and they believe that they're woke. They believe that Darrows live down there or some demonic creatures live
Yeah.
down up under the Earth. It's all about understanding. That's why I
Yeah,
don't like
yeah.
the word woke. But you can keep
Woke, yeah,
going. People
woke.
just
Yeah,
need to know
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
JW said
yeah.
they woke and you asleep.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Say woke. So yeah, so you wake your wake
I
up process
understand.
when
You good.
you start to read these these ancient Egyptian texts and things like that.
Uh huh.
And you started to really go into it. What about that made you, what is it that you read? I'm trying to get into it. Like what what did you read in that that kind of made you doubt and made you really come to see that, the Bible is not really a spiritual text for us? What did you read in that? Kind of get into that. Kind of go into those texts that you read and things like that.
Well, I don't have the book. I can go get it real quick, but I will say this though: when I start seeing the correlations between the two, you know,
Mhm.
dates dates
Mhm.
matter a lot to me because I've
Mhm.
always been a big historian person. Even when I was in Watchtower, I've always been big on history, you know.
Mhm.
And when I started knowing and seeing that okay, these stories are not old; that these stories have been written before. I'm
Mhm.
talking about the same concept. The story of Lazarus, the
Okay.
story of the the tree of life,
Mhm.
terminologies like morning star appearing in the
Yeah.
pyramid text,
Okay.
use of saliva, spitting in the eyes, healing blind, and I'm seeing this stuff and I'm like, hold on here, why in the world is this in this text that came thousands of years before this one, but all of a sudden they're holding this one as truth, as it is authentic.
Mhm.
Another one in the book of Proverbs, the instructions are is looks like the direct copy, and this is scholarship. This is what the scholars are saying now. It looks like a direct like it's derived directly from the instructions of a Menemope. This is Egyptian stuff now. This is
Mhm.
Kemetic. This is Kemetic stuff. And so then
Okay.
I'm just like,
Well,
why in the yeah?
okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So interesting. Interesting you say that because who according to tradition who wrote the book of Proverbs?
Um,
Or most of them. Who wrote most of them?
you have to jog my memory on that one.
Solomon.
Solomon,
Solomon, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
And wasn't one of his wives Egyptian?
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes the Bible tells on itself that when they made alliances with these other people, a lot of times they would borrow the stuff from them. So yeah, I mean,
Right,
Solomon wrote a lot of the proverbs, but he was married to an Egyptian woman. He was married
right,
to one of the daughters of Pharaoh. So it would, it's kind of goes into the fact that a lot of stuff he wrote he got from Egypt. Even the Queen of Sheba, who came to visit him, Now, correct me wrong. Did she come from man, what's that? Uh, Cush. Was she the
Ye-
queen of?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. And
So
Kush, Kush in Egypt, according to what's his name? He just left me. Herodotus. I
mhm.
believe it's Herodotus. Kush and they have a link together.
Well, yeah,
Not
yeah. Well,
not the current Egypt, not the Arab. I'm talking about before. Saying
yeah, yeah.
previously.
They did. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I mean, yeah, yeah. Cush and Ethiopia and Egypt, pretty much they're pretty much one is Upper Egypt, one is Lower Egypt.
Mhm.
So yeah, they're pretty much in the same areas. Just one is one is higher and one is lower. It's just
Yeah.
different parts of the same land. So yeah, they
Right.
have a connection. Yeah.
And I think a lot of it, and just to go along with your question, a lot of it was learning my history as a
Okay.
as an African, and as an African, I'm gonna say just in my African history, finding myself. And that's one of the things that when people that are sort of like have the same philosophical view as myself, we say know thyself. What I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's an African term. Know thyself. Know where you come from. You're brought here over here. You're not indigenous really to this land, but you have to find yourself, know yourself, learn where your history comes from. Now, I don't say that I'm directly from Kemet. I don't say that, or that my family descends from Kemet, because I just now found my answer. I never did claim that. But
Mhm.
that continent that you come from,
Mhm.
learn about it. Learn that,
Mhm.
okay, people that will want your tone or look like you, that they were there. So
Mhm.
look at what they have. You know what I'm saying? For the longest time, when I used to look at watchtowers and stuff like that, just in Bible times, because that's the first thing that we're given. You know what I'm saying? Many of us, 90% of us are given that. We're given the Bible. And
Yeah.
for me, excuse me, I was given watchtowers. So did I ever see anybody other than the Ethiopian eunuch? Did I ever see anybody else in those lands that looked like me?
Mm-mm.
No, not at all. I didn't see none of that.
And you know what's interesting too. Also, even when they draw Adam, right?
Yeah.
Adam is pretty much European because if you go according to the Bible, Adam was made from the dust. You ever seen white dust? So it's like even according to the Bible tell you that if he was made from the dust, he'd be more dark complexion because I've never seen no European
Yeah.
complexion dust. You know what I'm saying? That's it's
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, even the Bible teach book or the Bible storage book, they go out their way to show that Adam and Eve wasn't even a dark complexion that he should have normally been. You know what I'm saying? So we don't even see the first people look like us. And again, this is not a trying to make this a racial thing, but it's just going to the fact that when you go into different religions, they're going to base their images and their heroes off the people who found them or the people who are teaching you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we start to look at that as being the truth, and when we look at where we come from, we look at that as being evil. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
No, yeah, just like how you said, like just seeing things like that in Watchtower, and just seeing how they represented history. Then, you know, the oldest bones for one were found where? The oldest bones were
Yeah.
found in Africa.
Yeah.
And
South
so
Africa.
then, yeah, yes, and so then my thing is that okay, I'm seeing this stuff, and I'm like, okay, there's a problem here. There definitely
Hmm.
is. Like, what? Why? Okay, let's say this, and they could have cleaned it up. They could have like add a mixture of races, or in heaven at that. They can't even put anybody that looks like you and I as none of the angels in heaven. But yet
Hmm.
still, they can take the time out to show us out in service, knocking on doors, and doing all this other stuff. They can show us then, but they can't show us in heaven.
Hmm.
That's a
Yeah.
problem. That should tell you something right there. And so
Yeah.
then, when I knowing this and then seeing how it's being represented, not just Watchtower, just all over the whole entire world.
Hmm.
then that right there kind of made me just think like, hold up here. In a sense, this is an agenda, and I hate to make it seem like it's a total a conspiracy, but it kind of seems like it's no longer a conspiracy to me. There's just this agenda to whereas they want to hide the evidence that at one particular time Africans were the world's superpower at one
Mhm.
time. Why is it that you have Africa as the land that's rich for resources, but yet and still there's a lot of poverty in some of the areas. Not all of them, but in some of the
Mhm.
areas where you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Everybody's trying to get to take Africa. Everybody wants Africa.
Mhm.
So when you see this, it's kind of like there's something that they do not want. There's some they don't want us to embrace that. In other words, so what they do is they try to do any little thing to try to deter us from that continent.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
way this correlates with my religious views, not get too far off track. It's just kind of like uh, the Bible. When no one learning all this, the Bible just becomes just another religious text. I mean, you have many other books. You have the
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita. You've got the and this is the other things that I've read. I'm not really too I've skimmed. I'm gonna say I'm skimmed through it. Just take little bits and pieces out of the
Mhm.
Bhagavad Gita and many the Zen Avesta, just many others. And
Mhm.
I'm just comprised of a lot of I just like reading it. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the things about religious texts is this: you're going to find some truth in all of them. And that's the part of what I say I call myself an omnist, because I see truth in all religions. So you can't just say that one religion is true. You can't just say that, because as the world has been going on throughout history, we're now international, but there's a process of us becoming international. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
Everybody all of a sudden met each other. They traded religious information, and then
Mhm.
now all of a sudden you start seeing syncretism and
Mhm.
the different types of religious texts and other religious texts. And so then
Mhm.
now it's all comprised of the same thing. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Yes. 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 Yeah. And when you ask a question about why Africa is the way it is now, a lot of it had to do with trading and things like that. And the Arabs coming down there, setting up shop. Trading salt for gold.
Yeah.
And eventually they came down and set up shop and took over. And then you got people go down and colonize. So Africa, I mean, Africa, when you look at the land of gold, because I think that's what it was called at one point, land of gold. A lot of resources came down there. When people go down there and mine that stuff, they took a lot of stuff from that land. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, when you're reading these books and things like that, you see that the Bible does not really address us as a people. And this is one thing that really caused me to look at the Bible as really a Jewish book, man. This is a Jewish book about their interpretation of God, because it's not
Right.
really addressed us as a people. What it
Yeah.
does is vilify us, is that we oppressed the people of God. And even in the Bible of Revelation, it calls Egypt the land of sin or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So that
Mm-hmm.
kind of helped me see that the Bible is not really a book for all people. The Bible is a book for the Jewish people or the Israelites. So as an
Jay.
African,
Oh, go ahead. You good?
uh, okay, yeah. So
No.
as an African,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
a
No, we
as an
stop.
African,
Shut up.
as an African or doggone Asian or anything else that's not Jewish, this Bible does not speak to your people and who you were before the Bible became a international bestseller as it is today. You see what I'm saying? This was a small little community of people, and this was their writings. Eventually, when Christianity became the religion of the Empire of Rome, that's when it started to take off and become more of an international thing where people started to embrace Christianity and the Jewish religion. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, what was you saying about who's you saying?
No, no, I said Jay Sanchez just asked so you fellas believe that Jesus died on the cross physically for us. Um that's a good question. But the way I see it is that Jesus. When I think about Yeshua, he he's just a teacher that had a movement. You know what I'm saying? That had a movement in the area which is now called Palestine, and just basically it was kind of like, you know, he had a movement, and around that time there was other speakers, other teachers around that time, and I mean a lot of people had so-called great teachers, or people that the Jews looked at to basically carry out their deliverance, so to say, where they got their information from. And so then, yeah, he was crucified, and I mean, just the movement just took off. I mean, that's just,
Hmm.
you can look it up. A good scholar to look up is Bart Ehrman. He goes into a
Yeah,
lot of that. You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just
He does.
summarized it because, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. B Buttercup. Jesus said Jesus may have went to the Orient and lived a complete life after getting off the cross, died of old age. And you see, I heard of Jesus actually studying Buddhist when, because the Bible does not mention Jesus 18 years, like from the age of 12 to the age of 30. Those years are missing. It's like, what was
Well,
he
there
doing
is.
during those years?
There is something that was written called the infancy of the Gospel of Thomas, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, I got that.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah. So you know about that, yeah. So that's
yeah.
supposed to go into his life, as a child, and things of that nature. But we can't really
Did
talk
well?
about
Didn't
that
he? Okay, but
because they took it
didn't he
out.
kill? Well, did in that book, didn't he kill somebody, and bring him back to life or something? Wasn't Jesus like a dog on Chucky dog when he was younger? The way that book presented Jesus when he was younger, he was doing all kind of janky stuff. He was hurting people. He was doing all kinds of stuff in that book, right? Am I right?
Because he didn't know how to control his powers, basically,
Yeah. So
in a
yeah. So
sense.
God's son. Okay. So God's son was doing stuff that a doggone brat would do. He was a brat according to that book.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But
But
okay. But
still, we got
here's
we
the.
got to stick to the narrative. We got to
Yeah.
stick
Yeah.
to the
Exactly.
narrative, because, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Because it's getting kind of late. Okay.
No,
So
no, no, no. You're good. No, I'm saying that because here it is right now. What's the Bible right now? Only has 6 books. That's not in there. The Gospel of Thomas is not in there. So how
mhm.
can we even say you'll be denying the whole entire existence of everything?
Yeah.
Of I mean when I say everything, I'm just trying to speak in Christian, from my old Christian minds. You'll be
Yeah.
denying the
Yeah.
whole exist. You'll say that there's error. You can't even regard that story as factual because you have to go with the
Yeah.
66 books. But yet and still, you're
Exactly.
only getting one part of the story. You're only getting
Mhm.
one part of the whole entire movie. You're not getting the full
Yeah.
movie. It's the bootleg
Uh.
version. It's the bootleg.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. It skips like yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody, somebody
She does.
stand up, block.
No, it's like my mom and my mom got my mom has a bootleg version of Tupac movie. I forgot
Yeah.
the name of the Tupac movie, but the movie skips around. Like he goes from court. It's like the movie skips. It like goes from the end to the beginning. It's like God, dog, this movie ain't even in chronological order. That's how bad that bootleg
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
That,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So you can't.
yeah.
So we can't. It's good to read the gospel, the infancy gospel of Thomas. I mean, it's really
Hmm.
good to read a good story. But
Yeah.
like, look, that's not canon. That's not a part of the
Hmm.
story.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And so, and what's her name? Who said that? B Buttercup said there's a story about a yogi teacher
You may say
that
yoga,
may have been
yoga,
that
yogi.
may have been Jesus. Yeah. And you know, what I
Yeah,
mean, and just as you were saying though, just as you were saying, Marvin, back in Palestine there were many different teachers and people that followed these people. So what Jesus did in the Bible was not even unique. If you went back at that time, it was not even unique. What made him unique is that after he died, they started to deify him, and we got the book that survived. I mean, imagine if some of these other people's disciples wrote a book about their teacher or their master. You see what I'm saying? It'll be the same thing. Hey, what's going on, Michael AM?
Mm.
It'll be the
Oh.
same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like it's many different teachers that because you had the Greek culture also where they had people that were philosophers that went around teaching. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
So whatever Jesus did, it was not unique at that time because many people went around teaching. John the Baptist did the same thing Jesus did before he got killed. Yeah,
Right.
right. Yeah.
Yep.
Um.
So let's start from the basics. Human life. Where do we come from? You
Yeah.
know, and That's the thing. When I found out about the Kabbalion, and I think one of the concepts known as so above and so below, that's one of the ones that kind of I started looking into that a little bit, and
Hmm.
so then I got an image that I want to bring that I'm gonna share real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Wait. You said so as below, as above.
As so above and so below. Law of
In
core.
that okay, but in that Baphomet, in that Baphomet.
I mean, if you want to call it that, I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I mean, what I'm
yeah,
about to show you,
yeah,
what I'm about to show you,
yeah,
what I'm about to read to you, is you're about to see an image, and I'm going to bring forth the scholarship to back it up a little bit. You
yeah.
know,
Go ahead.
so just give me a little time here. Here, let's see.
All right.
Did I pull that
Let
image
me
up a little bit?
yeah. Let me look at some of these. I'm reading the comments. Uh, yeah. Maggie too said, "I'm 63 years old, SJW woman. Lost most of my family, including my two adult indoctrinated children, to the snare of Babylon the Great." Yeah, that's kind of hard to fathom. See, I don't have any family in there, so I didn't really leave anything behind. I hear echo. Is that you have something on your end, or is that me?
It it could be me. I don't have anything on.
Okay, yeah, I can hear echo. All right. Well, I might have to go out, but anyway, I'm gonna share your screen. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm once it gets up, this thing is acting up real quick.
Yeah.
It's taking its time. Maybe Jumanji might come back. I'm gonna wait for him. But anyway,
Oh no, no, I'm here. Go
oh,
ahead.
are you good? Okay, you good? Okay, I thought I saw your window go away. But this is okay. What you see right here, Jumanji? What is this?
It says the universe as below, the womb so below.
What does that look like?
Uh,
Comets.
okay. Yeah, yeah, comet meteorites, yeah.
And what you see right there?
And yeah, the womb, and then sperm is fertilizing the egg.
Right. So I saw this and I said, let me look up. Are comets the building blocks for life? Because, I mean,
Mm,
y'all, we can't just say things and just, okay, I'm going to read this article. This comes from, this is actually NASA, okay? And I think this is the one where it talks about it. Okay, when they sent Churyumov and Gerasimenko to intercept a comet. And trying to see if this is the actual link to where it explains that because I want to get this on. Okay. Okay, this isn't one. This is one. Okay. Just give me a second. Somebody like, see, he don't know what he talking about. He ain't got his stuff together. Okay. I'm just gonna keep it simple and let's do Washington Post, okay? Okay, it says Rosetta's comet has the right ingredients for life. There isn't pop ups. Okay, it says there isn't, and I'm not gonna read this whole entire thing. I'm gonna skip around a little bit, okay? But it says there isn't alien life on Comet 67 Churyumov Jerusalem, but according to new results from the European Space Agency Rosetta orbiter, which has been circling the comet for nearly 2 years, the dirty snowball has some rare building blocks considered essential for the evolution of living organisms that could help to support the theory that these life-giving molecules first arrived on Earth courtesy of a crash landing comet. I'm just going to just summarize that, and I'm going to post a link in the description so people can read it in full. So, in a nutshell, me seeing this concept right here, and I'm into science. I have to get into science in order to try to make sense of this reality that I live in. When I read it, I'm like, hold up here, and I saw this. I'm like, well, dang, like, okay, this is going according to our research of today. There's no denying that. If they're saying that, okay, that comets actually have the building blocks for life, then okay, that should make you like, I'm gonna rock with this. You know what I'm saying? And so then
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the things that really made me think a lot about a lot of things. And also too, the concept of God. You know what I'm saying? In the Kabbalah, it talks about God as being, or if you want to call it God, as the all. The all is in everything. God,
Mm-hmm.
the all is all around us. So if you can take the word God out, replace all with the word God, then it's going to sound good to everybody. You know, so if I tell you right now, if I tell a Christian, yeah, you know, God is in everything. Oh yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. But if you tell them, say, oh yeah, you know, the all is in everything. What you mean the all? It's God is everything. That's basically what I'm saying. I'm saying that, okay, we everything around us is the existence of a higher power. Like, you cannot say that. It's like this. You cannot say that, okay, nothing, that we just didn't come from anything. I believe that the universe is set in motion already,
Mm-hmm.
and that there's no man that sits up in the sky and sitting up there. You can take the screen off. But that there's
Oh,
no
okay.
let me just stop sharing. Yeah, that there's no like boogeyman that's out here just basically just watching us and taking notes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get down with that, because here it is. If he wants to sit up there and take notes on me, he's got other things he could be doing. You got children that's
Mm-hmm.
starving right now. Why you need to
Yeah.
sit up here and watch me right now? I'm living
Mm.
good right now. I'm eating good. I'm taking care of my daughters. I just don't
Mm-hmm.
believe in a Christian view, but I'm taking care of my daughters. I'm married. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Go do something with those other with those other kids that's starving. They don't have it as good as me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's just my thing. So I mean,
Yeah.
when it comes to, you know, that view of Christianity, I look at it as different grade levels. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm kind of, and I may sound like a little ignorant about when I'm about to make this tape, but some people say, I think there's a thing in Freemasonry where there's different levels of Freemasonry. There's
Mm-hmm.
different degrees.
Yeah.
And so when I look at Christianity, I kind of look at it as a certain degree of philosophical view. Doesn't mean that, you know, one is better than the other, but it's just different degrees, different rights, or different religious groups, different levels. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to stay at this level, and some people want to go beyond that level. Just the same thing. This everybody's been in Watchtower. Some people, yeah, some people that want to just straddle the fence, don't want to get baptized. Just good. They got their family. They don't have to. They may go out and serve or go to one or two meetings out the whole entire year. They go to the club.
Mm-hmm.
They be shaking
Mm.
their behinds and all that good stuff. They still believe in the Watchtower. And then you got some that they want to get to that level. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there's just different
Mm-hmm.
levels to everything. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. TW said Jesus preached God's kingdom. If the kingdom is true, I cannot wait till it puts an end to white supremacy and replace it with justice. If the kingdom cannot do that, I don't need it. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
kingdom
And you.
of heaven, the kingdom of heaven is in you. Whoever should know themselves will find it. Who said that?
Mm-hmm.
Who said that? Jesus said that, right? Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The Gospel of Thomas says the same thing. Kingdom of heaven is in you.
Mm-hmm.
It's all inside of you. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Mm.
I'm done. You go ahead.
Oh.
It's as
Okay.
simple
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Simple.
Interesting. Yeah. 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 Uh. Yeah. I mean, and pretty much when if you were to go back in the past, they were always trying to understand where life come from. I mean, you could look up into the sky. We have spaceships now, so we can see what's in beyond Earth or beyond the atmosphere. But before that, they didn't know that, so they would come up with understandings of what these bodies were in heaven and things like that. Um,
Yeah. So
and
so let's get
so
back to oh, go ahead, go ahead. You
no,
good.
no, no, I'm just saying that. So this is where you get a lot of myths and things from. These were
Mhm.
the ancient people trying to come up with an understanding of why we're here and what's beyond the sky. You know what I'm saying? Because it's only logical. Even the Bible tell you, you see a house, there must be somebody who built it. So when I
Mm-hmm.
look at my body and I look at all these things, there has to be somebody there to build it.
Right. I
So
think,
go
and I
ahead.
mean, I ain't mean to cut you off, but I think Albert Einstein, and I believe it's the one that 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 this that he used to do this when there were certain things that he couldn't explain. Guess who he used to accredit it to?
I'm not sure.
He used to credit to God.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He used to accredit to God certain things he can't understand. Later on, when people started, when technology started, developing and everything like that, they found out the reasons as to why this certain phenomena or this certain thing occurred.
Hmm.
You know, it's kind of like what's it called? What's it called? The Cairo, the symbol of the Cairo.
Hmm.
That people say that that's kind of based on the sundog effect. In other words, you know, because I
And
mean,
what's that? What is that?
oh, the Cairo is the
No, the sun. You said the sun dog?
yeah, sundog. You never heard of the sundog effect? It make
No, I never heard that.
probably seen it before. Uh, okay. I'm saying stuff that we ain't never talked about tonight, ain't I?
Yeah. Some of
Yeah.
the stuff might be going. Some of the stuff might be going over people's head. You know what I'm saying?
I
So,
got you. I got
yeah,
you.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna reshare my screen because I done pulled up just simple search, applications, tab. Okay, here we go. Can you see that? This is the sundog right here.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I never looked at what it was called.
Yeah, you see
Okay.
that, and that's and
Yeah.
yeah, and so that's what what's the guy's name? Who's the guy that had the Cairo who did it on the soldier shields? They give credit to him for doing the cross.
Oh, Constantine.
Constantine, right, right. So a lot of scholars now are saying that that's what he saw.
So,
That's what I'm
oh,
saying.
okay. When he looked up there, but then he's
Uh,
okay. But did he say he seen a sword or something? Also, I don't. He
I
said he
believe
seen a
that.
cross. He said he seen a cross in the sky.
Yeah,
Okay. And so they believe he's seen that.
yeah, and he couldn't couldn't explain it. You know what I'm saying? So he just thought it was just something, an image from heaven. And so that what I'm getting at is the reason why I'm saying is because like a lot of people in those ancient worlds, they saw
Hmm.
things they couldn't explain, and so then
Yes.
like,
Yes. Yeah.
and so then
Yeah.
so then can can we really say that people were wrong for worshiping the sun, for looking at the sun? Now when it comes to
No.
now when it comes to me, like, okay, you ever heard of the comedian George Carlin before?
George Carlin. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you ever hear his skit on religion?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
heard the
So he
one I
said
sent
that he
him. Yeah.
became a sun worshiper overnight. That's what he said. And the way that he kind of broke it down, it made sense because
Hmm.
if you think about it, if that sun was to go out right now, will we be alive right now? We will freeze to death.
Yeah.
If if the sun not come up, we will not get our vegetables. We will not get anything.
Hmm.
So people worship the sun because they knew, okay, you see this object that comes. If you're looking over the water, it just rises. You watch that. People didn't have the Bible back then. They didn't have TV. They didn't have other things. So how in the world are you supposed to actually make sense of the world around you? Like, how?
Mm.
You
Yeah.
just develop your own story from it to explain it to your children, to explain it to generations to come. So
Hmm.
people are seeing this sun that comes out and they see it shining on the water.
Hmm.
They're saying, okay, well, there goes the sun. It's part of it is walking on the water almost.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Yeah.
people went ahead. They said, "Well, look, that's we're getting a lot of heat from. That's got to be a god. That's got to
Yeah.
be a supreme deity that's up
Hmm.
there." So that's all that it is. I mean, but of
Hmm.
course, if people want you to go along with their agenda based on their interpretation of things, then they're going to say that's from the devil, or that's devilish.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to say.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, because yeah, and it's about control. It's about, you gotta
Yeah.
believe what I believe. If you don't believe what I believe, something wrong with you. You not woke. You still sleep.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
condemned. Yeah, you
Yeah.
you worship the devil. Yeah. So and I can understand that too. I mean, even Egyptians when they look at the Nile, because Egypt is pretty much a desert. If it wasn't for the Nile, Egypt would be lifeless. The Nile is what kept it there, and so those tides that came in during the springtime brought life.
Mhm.
And so a lot of things that bring life, you worship it as God, because God is the supposed to be the author of life. So this is what I look at, is that anything that brings life could be considered God. It don't have to be a person behind it. It's just anything that brings life and maintains it, that could be life. You could be a God because you produce life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Um,
what Mormons believe, that they're going to become a god.
yeah, yeah.
That's what Mormons believe. And Mormons, they are heavily into Egypt, believe it or not. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, most definitely. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
a lot of them individuals, from the doggone 18th century, back in those days, they were into Egypt.
yeah,
And I think, yeah,
yeah. So I
yeah.
wanted to
So
bring this point right here, though. I want to drop this part. When it comes to, what I'm saying, with the whole thing about Jehovah and everything like that. So I'm gonna ask you, what do you think? What if somebody asks you, do you believe in Jehovah? What's your answer?
do I believe in Jehovah? I would say no. I don't believe in Jehovah. And it's like it's crazy because like when it comes to black people, we get it's a stigma of us not believing in. It's a stigma. You know what I'm saying? You go around, they
Mm-hmm.
look at you like you're crazy. But no, I don't believe in a Jehovah, because as I said before, if he was really there, he would not have let me go into doggone ignorance that long if he really loved me.
I got you.
Um, you know what I'm saying? And so I don't believe that he's there. If he is there, he's not how the Bible describes him, as loving and all knowing. Because you can't be all loving and at the same time all knowing and all powerful. You have to get rid of one of those. I can't be all
Right.
powerful and all knowing and then let you go through and say I'm all loving. I can't be all three. So
Yeah.
if he is there, he's not the way the Bible describes him. So
Right.
so I do believe there's a first cause. Do I know? Do I know about them? I'm gonna say I'm ignorant as far as that. I can't really give my definition of what I believe the first cause is, and
Yeah.
that's all right because I don't need all the answers.
I
But
got
me
you.
logically, I would say that there had to be a first cause.
Mm-hmm.
Something was there that started everything going. You know what I'm saying? What that is, I don't know. I can't say. But when it comes to Jehovah, the God of the Bible, I don't agree with that interpretation of him. It just doesn't sit well with my what I know about love and what I know about you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
what a father is supposed to do.
And see, these some conversations that you need to have you some loud, and you know what I'm saying. these conversations, but this is how man. This was. But when somebody asks me that, man, it's like this. There are
What
many did.
TW said Big Bang.
Right. Big Bang effect.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, but my thing is this, man, and this is what it all boils down to. And when I see people throwing out Allah or Jehovah and everything like that,
Mhm,
this game that we're playing, man, it's kind of like sports teams, man, in a sense. You know,
mhm,
people want to be Lakers fan. People say Lakers are the best team. I follow Lakers, or even political parties. You know, say I'm a Democrat. I follow Democrat. I follow Trump, or something like that. But the thing is this: when it comes to gods, okay, there are many gods. All
mhm,
that have been, they are still being worshipped. Day of old, there's been
mhm,
gods like Shango, you have
Mm-hmm.
Asar, you have Aset. Of course, when we're talking about now Jehovah, you have many gods. The thing about Yahweh is that Yahweh is not totally indigenous to the Bible. There, Yahweh has had many interpretations. Um, Yahweh has a lot of times been attributed to different solar events.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other solar deities and other weather events and everything like that. Yahweh has
Yep.
been a storm god. The earliest mention of Yahweh assigned to a people are the people that now scholars are saying that were probably the Israelites, whereas I believe they're called the Shasu of the
Okay.
Yahweh,
Okay.
and basically these were like criminals. Basically, they were the enemies of the Egyptians,
Mm-hmm.
and they worship a god named Yahweh. You can look it up. And so
Mm-hmm.
then it's like you see different representation of Yahweh. Yahweh having a wife, which I kind of
Mm-hmm.
like. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yahweh, his wife Asherah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's like, okay, maybe I'm thinking when I read about that in the tablets of Ugarit, when you read the tablets, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there reading them like, well, dang, why couldn't they keep the man's wife? Why couldn't they keep the guy's wife? I mean, shoot, at least give Jesus a mama up in heaven or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like the thing about Yahweh is that it's been thrown, a concept of God has been thrown around. But I mean, the thing that I look at it as, my point of view is this: it's all labels at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying that they see events or see something going on, and who they attribute it to, either Yahweh, or they attribute it to Shango, or they attribute it to Jehovah. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mm-hmm.
It's all labels at the end of the day. Everybody is talking about the same exact thing, just an occurrence that something that occurs in this realm of our reality, or this plane of reality, so to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the Kabbalion says that we exist in the mind of all. Basically, we exist in the mind of God in a sense that this is the reality. This is it. You know what I'm saying? Everything is set in motion.
Mm-hmm.
Everything occurs. All the concepts occur. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Things like polarity. There's different. There's hot and there's cold. There's opposites.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's every action. There's a reaction.
Yeah.
It's all in play. You can't deny that. You know what I'm saying? You talk to
Yeah.
somebody, they respond back to you. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah. Yeah.
think about this. This good and evil. Let's talk about that. Good and evil, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have a person that wants to rob a bank. What are the reasons for them robbing and wanting to rob a bank? You may have many reasons why they want to do it. They want
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do it because they're lacking money. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? They want to, one, they want to get away with it, but also two, they want a better life. So they
Mm-hmm.
see as though their actions are justified.
Yeah.
Versus you have the cop who's seeing this person as a threat. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I'm not advocating for the criminal. I'm just trying to get you all to see that, look, there's different, everybody has different views. And when it comes to the law of, when it comes to polarity, it's different poles, different opposites. Then each person, it plays a part in wanting it in their way of seeing things, so to say. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They're gonna see themselves as good. The other person gonna see them as bad. The robber's gonna see the cops as evil,
Yeah.
so to
Exactly.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, even in nature, I think somebody gave this example too. Also, in nature, you have the doggone wolf, right? And then you have the
Mm-hmm.
rabbit. In the rabbit's eye, the wolf is evil. But in the wolf's eyes, his children, he's good because he's bringing stuff to his kids to keep them
Right.
alive. So
Yeah.
good and evil is really subjective to who it's affecting. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I think a lot of times, I think somebody put it this way: sin was anything that went against people being civilized. Because we have a certain nature that could be considered animalistic if you think about it. We more closer to the apes and things like that. But anything that prevents humans from being civilized would be considered sin in the Bible. But
Yeah.
if there was no,
That's.
if there was no way that people would get in trouble for doing things, a lot of people would do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you look,
Yeah.
yeah. So when you look, I'll give you another example. When you look at the apes, there's homosexuality in nature, right?
Mhm.
Um, there's pedophilia. Sometimes you can see that. Sometimes you see a big ape having sex with a little ape. Now, in that culture, in that animal kingdom, that's not vilified, but in human thing, it is because that goes against the civilization. You know what I'm saying?
You
I'm
better
just saying,
watch
I'm not.
that. You better
Yeah,
be careful with that. I'm just.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know you was going to that.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so
He's not
this
a
is what I'm saying.
pedophile, okay, y'all. Let me put it this way.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not a pedophile, okay? Just.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just giving an example that when we look at nature and things like that, in nature, certain things are not vilified the way humans vilify things, and a lot of times it has to do with civilization. You know what I'm saying? Even
But you know
marriage.
what? But you want to what though? If people actually read up about this, that would solve a lot of issues that's going on in our area of the world today. Because when I see, people now actually believe that them showing, the gay marriages, for instance, and it's just my views, y'all. If you have a different view of gay marriages, then I mean that's all you. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I'm just approaching this from a scientific point of view. Okay, so my thing is that my thing is that like if people actually read up about this, that if you actually read about this, that animals actually have display homosexual behavior. I mean, that'll solve a lot of messes going on in this world today. You know what I'm saying? Like it really will. Because people believe that, okay, just because you may see two men or somebody kissing on TV, that all of a sudden it's like, okay, I want that's gonna go on to my child. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
mean that hasn't happened. You know what I'm saying? If people
Yeah.
people people develop differently, man. Well, not really differently, but people they develop. You know what I'm saying? If you I've seen it before. I mean, even before, when I was younger, I mean, I seen two men holding hands, but did I turn out like that? No, I'm married. I got kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is. You know. I'm
Yeah.
glad you
I
brought up
mean,
that point, though.
yeah.
We should
Yeah.
do a
Yeah. No,
video on
it's
that sometime.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, do what you do. Just don't bring it to my face. Just do what you got to do. As long as you're not hurting nobody, anything else. Do what you got to
just,
do,
just,
man. Even that's
don't.
not some. Yeah, that's not something I would do. I don't. I don't promote or I don't deny anybody the right to do that. I just don't promote that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, it kind of one thing about that homosexuality is just how do you when you think of evolution and things like that, how does that help evolution if people were to be homosexual? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I just bring that up because when you look at nature and things like that, you'll see things that would be considered sin and the animals do.
Yeah.
So animals do cannibalism. Some animals will
And
eat their
people do care.
babies. Yeah, but when people do it, it's considered bad. You see
Hey,
what I'm
I
saying?
gotta stop you there, man. Did not the Hebrews eat their babies?
According to the Bible, yeah. Yeah. I mean, people do it today, but I'm saying that if we were to look at animals and things like that, and we look at what humans consider as um, being sinful is going anything against civilization. You know what I'm saying? And sometime if we were to consider ourselves to be higher animals, you believe in evolution, and we were
Mhm.
to be higher animals, if we did the same thing animals did, you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to articulate
No,
this
no,
without.
I'm following you. I'm following
Yeah,
you.
I'm not rationalizing people doing this stuff because people do same thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of like okay, the lion. When a lion comes into pride and that woman have kids, what does that lion do? He eat the kids that's not his.
Yeah.
So, and even humans do that today. You see these stepdads come and kill the kids that's not there. I'm not justifying this stuff. I'm just saying that we as humans, we do the same thing animals do because we are nothing
Mhm.
but elevated animals. Oh, somebody said my
Right.
hair is going. Oh yeah, 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 like that. I got nice. Put that Jerry curl back on. Look at my Jerry curl, y'all.
I
Yeah.
used to,
So
man.
yeah,
Look,
yeah.
when I was in the hall, man. When I was in the hall, I had a little S curl in my hair. By the way, I did.
S curl, god dog.
Yeah, I had a little S curl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure
Yeah.
did. Had a little
Yeah.
perm
Yeah.
press and all that mess.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
but I want to go back to this TW. She said I believe in energy. And this is the same thing I'm saying too. I kind of agree with TW because energy, you can't destroy energy. You know what I'm saying? You can't destroy it. It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere you are and it's all places and it creates life. That's the
Mhm.
same way the Bible describes the creator.
Yeah, and
You
so
see what I'm
then
saying?
and so then when you go back to before, this is stuff that even Einstein was up on the concept of the on the Kabbalion, man. You know what I'm saying? The
Hmm.
law, that's the law of attraction. Every thought vibrates. Everything produces a signal, and it
Hmm.
attracts every matching signal back to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like this, like you know, it's kind of like, okay, if you see somebody like me and you, for instance, okay, I would say that you and I, we kind of vibrate on the same frequency, so to say, because
Hmm.
we kind of share the same views, so to say. We may not agree on
Hmm.
everything, but yet still there's something that is kind of like keeping, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
keeping everything going. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
so that,
exactly. Yeah.
and so then that's the thing, man. Like, we actually have like sort of like friends of people that you've been friends with years and everything like that. That's the thing. It's
Hmm.
something that's keeping you two together. You know,
Hmm.
can't say
Yeah.
that for all relationships now. Can't
Yeah,
say
you
that.
can. Yeah.
It
Yeah, you
says,
can. Yeah, yeah. I mean, people grow apart also, you know what I'm saying? To me,
yeah,
I
they
feel
do.
that life, yeah, and I just feel that life is a journey, man. You're going to meet people along the way that's going to give you information, help you in your
Yeah,
next step. And that's all they were there for, just to give
yeah.
you information to keep you going. They weren't meant to be there your whole life. They were just meant there to help you on your next step, and you go on about your business. You know
People
what I'm
are in your life for two reasons. They can either be a lesson, or they can be a blessing.
saying? Yeah,
One or
yeah,
two.
yep, exactly,
Yeah,
most definitely. Yeah, man.
yeah.
So I think we went over a lot. It's kind of a lot of things we don't can't really go in, and I think you kind of went into what woke you up and all those books, man. I think I haven't read. I gotta admit, man, I have not read any of those books you said. The pyramid text, anything. I do want to look into them. I have not looked into them.
Well, to close
Um,
out, man, I want to pull up my Amazon real quick, just real quick, and I'll go. It's not a long list, but let's see. I did this before on my channel one time. Amazon Prime, no, Amazon Kindle Fire.
yeah. So
Maybe hopefully
TW
I
said
go.
we don't completely understand the full concept of time. Time is relative. You're
Tell
exactly
people to
right,
ask
man.
questions. They can ask questions real
Okay.
quick or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cause we
We're
can
getting to
can we can
actually.
we can we keep it up for like maybe like 10 or 20 or something like that,
Oh yeah, yeah,
or it's
most
up to you.
definitely. Yeah, we're going for about 15 more minutes. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. And if y'all have any questions, put them into the comments. We'll get them in there. Yeah, TW, man, TW been firing off tonight, man. I haven't got a chance to go on them, but she said we don't
Yeah.
understand the full concept of time. Time is relative.
Get
Exactly.
them
I
on.
mean, you're
Get them
not
on here
conscious. You don't
next.
understand time.
They need
Yeah,
to get up
yeah,
on. Yeah, yeah. Invite them on here
yeah,
next. You can
yeah,
interview them.
yeah, yeah. TW been going in.
Yeah. Shoot. All right,
uh,
now bring your behind on here now. It's your turn.
Yeah, B Buttercup said people that ask what you believe are trying to be fishers of man. Yeah, they trying to be nosy. It's not one of the two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And most of the time, man, these people, man, this is the thing that really gets to me a lot. You know, you've got these religions going around talking about that they're the representative of God, but not one of those religions can ever um, prove to you that they are. They don't have God's email address. They ain't got his phone number. They can't sit up there
Hmm.
and contact that deity right now. They can only give you their interpretation of that deity.
Exactly.
And that's my thing. They can't take you into a room and you can actually talk to that God yourself. And that's one of the things. Now, me, when it comes to prayer, I believe that prayer is a sort of linguistic programming, so to say. And what I mean is that it's like I went into a room one time, right? And I thought about it like this. And a lot of people have done this before also too. You know, when I say a prayer, that's my own words. You can sit up there and you can act like God is responding to you in your mind. You can sit up there and say a lot of words, but yet and still, if you want to keep that and you really want to keep repeating things that you want to get done, to put in your mind and saying that, look, I want to do this. I gotta get this done. I gotta pass this test. I gotta get this. I gotta do that. Okay, then that's you empowering yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, you're not talking to no man up in the sky. It's all inside of you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so then that's
Exactly.
why, like, when the people say, "Oh, well, did you pray? Did you just sat there?" I'm like, I meditated. Meditation, and it's the same
Yeah.
thing. You
Yeah.
meditating.
Yeah. And I mean, if he can read your heart, what difference does it make if you ask him anything or not? If he can read your heart.
Yeah, he's supposed to. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it says that he's all knowing
Yeah. Yeah. So what
automatically.
difference does
So
it
he
make?
know. Yeah, so he knows what you want to get done. He's supposed to know your
Yeah.
heart condition. But yet and
Yeah.
still,
Okay.
what
So
do
he
you
got
need? Go ahead.
no. No. Go finish because I got two questions and I want. Yeah. They got.
No,
Yeah.
they
Finish.
can
Go
go.
ahead.
They can go ahead. They go ahead and ask.
Okay. So Michael said, "Do you think the shape of river rocks are planned?"
Um, that's a good one. Um, that's just the universe being set in motion. You know what I'm saying? River rocks just by the flow of water, maybe some type of erosion. You know, that's science. That's a scientific thing. I'm gonna get you for that.
Look, he laughing at you, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get you.
All right, yeah, and I mean, everything's gonna flow. I mean, it's gonna eventually go. Okay, so it said when you were a JW, what did you think about turning in your field service time?
Oh my gosh, I hated it. I really did. It was a lot of times that okay, it's like every other like we had okay in my Kingdom Hall we had a family that were homeschooled and they were not in public school, so they would just go out in field service and do their work and all this other stuff, do their schoolwork and everything like that. So they were in the ministry all the time. But when it comes to me, okay, I like to play sports. I had other things I like to do. I was in public school. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have really the time that they had. So then when it came to turn in field service, I only had one day to go out in service. That was on Saturday. And many of the times, as I got older, it kind of went down like a lot. It started going down.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some
Mm-hmm.
times when I was inactive, and plus I had, so-called privileges also too.
Mm-hmm.
So I hated it because here it was, they would sit up there and be calling me, begging me for my time,
Mm-hmm.
and it got to a point where as I got older, and I wasn't going out, man, they used to blow my phone up big time. My phone
Mm-hmm.
used to get blown up every single week, asking for my time, asking for my field service. This is when I got older, you know what I'm saying? When that quote unquote so-called zeal started cooling down. So
Mm-hmm.
to answer the question, I really didn't like it. My view of field service was always this, like, and I told my mom this one time, and I don't know why I didn't wake her up from the mess. But I told her, I said, shouldn't Jehovah know my time already if I made time?
Yeah.
And this was my mind, man. I answered that. I said, shouldn't he already know? God's supposed to be all knowing. I read in the Bible that he's supposed to be all knowing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I
Yeah.
mean, I hated it. Why you need to
Yeah.
turn in your time to a man
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
when the
Yeah. I
information,
never.
the record's supposed to already be in heaven already?
Yeah. 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 Exactly. Yeah. I never understood. I never understood. I just went along with the program, but I never understood why you had to turn your time in because I mean, if they so worried about how much time, you ain't got to put your name on it. You know what I'm saying? Why put your name? Just turn in a slip, time on there. I never liked it turning in time because sometimes I didn't keep track. It's like I'm not out here to keep time. And sometimes when I had to turn in time, honestly, I couldn't even remember. I try to be honest with my time. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times I didn't even remember how much time I did. I tried to put the exact time. I know some people be fudging. I wasn't like that. Truthfully, truth be told, man. So I never understood that. I never liked turning in time. It was stupid to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so let me see. Somebody said, "Did you ever tour Brooklyn, Bethel?"
No, I never went up there. We was going to take a family trip up there one time, but we never did get around to it. But I've had, I think I had many of my family members, because like I said before, I don't know who's tuned into my beginning of my story, but I have come from a huge family, and so then a lot of my family members, they've served at Bethel. Many of them come back and they have like a different attitude and everything. They act
Hmm.
different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My uncle went down to Bethel. He got burnt out big time. He has a
Mm,
condition. I mean, he just was over into it. So now,
mm,
he had I think it was like a breakdown, something like that. And so now it's like he has a condition where he can't even form full sentences because he
wow.
got burnt. He burnt himself out big
Burnt out.
time.
Wow. How old was he when he over there?
He was like young. I think went there right after he graduated, I believe. You
Damn,
know.
man, that's crazy. He got burned out when he was young. Damn. It
Well, I
must
mean, it
have.
happened. He was down there. I mean, this happened. He was there for a while, and then and then that's when it happened. But even to this day, like he still can't form full sense. Like he basically messed up.
Yeah. You nervous breakdown because you trying so hard to live up to a image, and after a while, that
Yeah.
image catch up with you, man. I
And
know two
so
people that
yeah.
went. Yeah, I know two people went to Bethel. I know one individual. He went to Bethel. He came back. He's like, I don't belong here. I'm supposed to be at Bethel. His whole mindset
Mhm.
was, man, I'm supposed to be at Bethel. Then somebody I knew they covered their faces on the watchtower. They went up there
Oh
for
yeah.
a project. Yeah, they went to a project and they ended up staying up there. Yeah. So I mean,
Wow.
some people like it and some people don't. I guess it depends on how much of a Jehovah's Witness you really are. How you say it, how much of a doggone indoctrinated individual you really are. You know what I'm saying? If you really believe it's the truth, that's your Mecca. You closer to God, then you enjoy it. But I mean, if you, yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine selling my house and going down there, living down there because they done with you. What you gonna do? Go live with some other people from the Kingdom House?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um, CTJ said, "Have you ever thought religion is not the problem anymore? Maybe God is the problem?"
Um, I would say to answer that, I would say that that's a good question, because how can you have a concept of God without a religion? But mm, I will say that the issue, you're kind of right with that, because the issue is that there's not no so-called deity is intervening and actually um, trying to work to solve the issues today with a snap of the finger or as quick as he can. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's rather the lack of the existence of the person's interpretation of that deity and what that deity is supposed to be all about. That's how I would answer that.
Mm, okay, interesting. I just
That
think any. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was done.
Okay, no, I just think anytime humans get involved with something, they mess it up because you always got selfish people getting in there. You know what I noticed about religion though?
What's that?
And it's like sometimes, a lot of times, when I look at religion, the first person seemed like they were sincere in their desire to come to a truth. Like their desire to really know the truth. I think they were sincere, but it was that doggone beta that came after him that corrupted it. You understand what I'm saying? And so I think a lot of times, anytime a human gets involved in something, that's when stuff starts going down. I think, religion as a way to give people answer, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I just think that when people get involved in it and have ulterior motives, that's when it gets bad. Because I can use religion to get you to do anything you want to. Did you watch Sinai when they was talking about Farrakhan and Yahweh being Yahweh?
Yeah, when he was I think he was had some they was committing crimes, something or something
He
like
was
that.
he had people, he had his members kill people that left.
I remember. I
Yeah.
watched that. I remember a long time ago. I did watch that.
So this dude, he used the Bible to get his members to kill people who stopped believing.
But the thing is
And
that that's what the Bible does. But that, does it did it not do that in the Bible? the Bible does it not talk about that a person that no longer believes that you're supposed to stone them if they do blaspheme the God of the Bible?
Hmm.
Apostates. You're
Yeah.
supposed to kill apostates.
Yeah.
People that apostatize from that religion, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They stone them. People have joked about it in the XJW groups this time, you know, saying that okay, well, they're supposed to kill apostates and stuff like that. I've even seen some images of some conversations in JW Facebook groups with them saying that, well, won't we just go and just kill the apostates? These are I've seen it before. They've actually
Yeah.
said this before. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And this
that's
is their
crazy.
actual mentality. You know, so
Yeah.
when people have this radical view of the Bible, then that's where the danger comes in at. Think about George W. Bush. What did he say one time? He said that he wanted to attack some. You know, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but from my knowledge, he said that he wanted to attack some country to bring forth Armageddon one time. I think I remember him saying something like that.
Mm.
Fact check me, please, you all. Fact check. But I do think remember. I think he said something like that one time.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, I don't remember anything hearing that, but it might be
Yeah.
possible. He had the weapons of mass destruction. Yeah. Yeah. So it says why does he allow religion to suppress people for generation after generation? Yeah. Why does God do that? Because he don't care. God don't care. If he cared, he wouldn't allow that to happen. I mean, God too busy dealing with the angels. I mean, it seems like he created us and left the earth to us, and he's up there with the angels. He said, let them do what they want to do. I gave them life, and that's it. It's like, God said, I'm going to create people, and I'm done. Y'all can have this earth, enjoy it. I'm gone. I got the angels and everything else up here. I don't need you guys. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let me see. B Buttercup said, what yeah, because field service were like report cards. Yep. It wasn't nothing but degrade how well you were, how spiritual you were. It says, will the internet during COVID-19 finally bring an end to Watchtower? You think the internet gonna bring an end to Watchtower?
Yeah.
You do?
I think I kind of well, not. I think just COVID-19 has put a dent in a lot of people's religious viewpoints and their understanding because it's like you see this pandemic that comes and it's like one of the things that people that believe like in um these these cult members where they do believe there's a lot of fear mongering going on. So a lot of times when they see events like this happen that hasn't really occurred, that's been occurring in history, but they see a pandemic, then it's kind of like they're getting fed what they've been wanting and what they've been waiting for a long time. But what happens after that? After, whether it's through herd immunity or through a vaccine and people and the vaccine successful and then it's starting to work and COVID numbers of cases starting to going down, things start opening back up, things start returning to normal, then what happens? What happens with religion then? Now, some people going to attribute that to their God saying that, okay, well, the God basically gave us this vaccine through, that's how it was, but yet and still, people still believe that, okay, this is the end of this system of things.
Mm,
So it's kind of like it's however a person wants to process it.
yeah.
Jehovah's
Yeah.
Witnesses, after this is over, they might just attribute that, say, well, Jehovah has provided a way for his members to get a vaccine. That's just not, they won't come out and say that, but yet and still, who knows? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
I think religion has a way of indoctrinating people so much that once they unplug them, you don't really need the thing anymore. I think it's like if I put enough microchip in you, you don't really
Mm-hmm.
need to be plugged in anymore. You already doing what I'm doing. So even if the watchtower go down, they're still plugged in wirelessly. So I don't need the organization. It's already inside of me. It's just like you could take somebody out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You could blow a whole entire community up, and those people scatter out and they'll still have the same mentality when they scatter out. It's like it's not so much the place or the thing, but it's what it was ingrained in them before they left. That's just what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yep.
somebody say rounded up my hours. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people, I think a lot of pioneers do that. They round their hours up to the nearest 10th hour. So if they did 8 hours, they just rounded up to 10. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
I'll just yeah, I'll average it out at the end of the fiscal year. Yeah. So said
Yeah.
Marvin explained the burnout. Explain the burnout.
Yeah, it's overworking yourself, just not getting sleep, just constantly on your mind, not having your head clear, you know what I'm saying? Like just overly into anytime you're overly into something, you can risk a burnout, not getting sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
things constantly am I trying to do more, constantly do more, do this, do this, do that. I gotta do this for Jehovah. I got to make sure I go out in service. Forget everything else. This is my main thing. No balance, unbalance. Yeah,
Yeah.
your body's gonna quit on you.
Hmm. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah. And then do they got a time to wake up over there?
Man, I've heard a story like that. Mess is kind of like it's kind of like going off to the like a militaries or something like
Military, yeah,
that.
exactly. And
Yeah,
you know what I heard was stupid? Like when they leave the building, they gotta put a suit on, and then they take their work clothes off and put a suit on again.
yeah.
You ever heard that?
No, I've never heard that. I've just heard some stories from Bethel that a lot of people were living it up out there too. I mean, I did hear that. That
Oh
not
yeah,
when my uncle was down there, but I mean, I heard some stories though. I think
yeah,
from
yeah.
Marcus
I can
Vaughn
imagine.
and yeah, and
Yeah,
other
I
folks.
can imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to go through my list real quick
Oh yeah, go ahead. I forgot all about.
yeah, no,
I
no,
forgot
you
all about that.
good.
Go ahead.
You good. I think Michael asked, well, before I did, Michael asked, said, do we think energy is sentient, that it has a determined drive or desired goal? I mean, you're in the driver's seat. Whatever energy you want to put out or whatever force that you want to put out to get something done, I believe that's on you. Um,
Yeah.
the in Kemet they had this concept called the Ba and the and Ka, and I think
Hmm.
it's the lower Ka. I believe that's supposed to symbolize and I'm trying to. It's so symbolize things that you will liken to the devil. You know what I'm saying? It's things that fill your ego and everything like that. So in essence, it's kind of like you have two different people on your shoulders. You ever seen The Simpsons or many of the cartoons where you have
Hmm. Yeah.
one side of you looks like an angel, the other side looks like the devil.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one that's on that side, the one that looks like the devil
Yeah.
is going to tell you what things to fill your ego, but the one on this side is going to tell you that, hey, look at it from saying the quote unquote good point of
Yeah.
view.
The good side. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like they had one of their concepts of just life was like that. You know what I'm saying? You have things that you can
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
to fuel your ego, or you have things that you can do that's going to be the better benefit of others as well as yourself, so to say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like to kind of hold on to that because I mean, to me, it just makes more sense. Knowing that I'm in the driver's seat of things that I want to do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If I want to sit at home and not go to work, am I still going to have a house? Am I still going to have the things that I have? Can I keep my car? If I want to sit at home and just play video games all day, no. I've got to put forth that energy to get up out of bed and going to work. Everything is on me. You know what I'm saying? Everything.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. 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 You responsible for you. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's the universe in you. That's all that it is.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Exactly. Yeah, because even when you pray, it says faith without works is dead. Even when you pray, you gotta still get up and do what
That's
you
what
need to
it's
do.
telling you. That's what it's telling you. It's telling you that look, you can go ahead and talk and say the prayer and say that and meditate, but yet and still you gotta put forth the effort. You gotta put forth the works in order
Hmm.
to get it done. That's it.
Exactly.
Now JWs go wrong. They don't tell you this. What they do is they
Hmm.
say, well, your works are what? You need to go out in service. You need to go out in
Hmm.
service so that you can have more warfare privileges, and so that can build up your so-called faith. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's what they tell
Yeah.
you, but they don't tell you that you can take that same energy and that you can attain better finances, that you can make a better way. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? You can
Exactly.
apply this. You can apply that scripture in anything. And I know people say,
Exactly.
"Well, I thought he just condemned, basically didn't, doesn't believe in the Bible." No, there's good in all religions. You know what I'm saying? There's good
Yeah.
things you can use. You know what I'm saying? That
Mhm.
scripture can be used to better benefit you to be a better musician. You know that you have to
Exactly.
put forth the work. You have to practice. You know what I'm saying? You have
Yeah.
to meditate in order to become a better musician, basketball player,
Mhm.
soccer player.
Yeah.
Anything.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You reap what you sow, man. You sow sparingly, you're gonna reap sparingly. It's all about doing, not sitting on your behind. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sharing my screen right now.
Oh,
I
okay.
want to
Oh,
show
here
you.
we go.
Yeah, these are some of my Is it on now?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, these are some of my the books I have on my Kindle Fire. Seven Little White Lies: Conspiracy to Destroy. Hold on. I think, can I get to this? Will it? Can I blow this up? I don't think I can. It wants to just select it.
Uh,
I'll tell you. Wait. I think it's called Seven White Lies: The Conspiracy to Destroy the Black Self-Image, written by Jabari Osaze. You know Jabari Osaze, right?
yeah, yeah. I know
The guy
Jabari.
with the
Yeah.
bald head. Yeah, the one with the bald
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
You know, saying
yeah,
the
yeah,
Kemetic
yeah,
priest. This is his
yeah,
book.
yeah.
Did you know he
Oh,
wrote a book?
okay. No, I never knew he wrote books.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then people say that what's the oldest book in the world?
Oh, it's book. Oh, I don't even know, man.
Okay, so Shaka almost did a poll, right? He went and did a poll around his area where he lives at in Florida, and so he
Mhm.
asked people around the world what is the oldest book. Everybody said the Bible was the oldest book.
Oh, wow.
In
Okay.
actuality,
Uh.
it's the Maxims of Ptah. Maxim of
Oh,
Ptah.
okay.
The
Yeah.
oldest book in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Written
okay.
written a long time ago.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Bible Exposed by Peter Mills. That's a good one. This one right here, Sapiens: A Brief History of Humankind. That is one that everybody needs to get. Sapiens.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Hold on, let me go up. Why does this thing do this? Okay. Let's see. Uh, Warriors Lunch. I got that from my daughter. But let's see. There's some good information in here. The Parents Guide to the Saurian Resurrection Myth. That's a good one. Um, get this one right here too. The Dead Sea Scrolls and the Christian Myth by John Marco Allegro. He's an actual scholar. Actually, been there when they when they dealing with the Dead Sea Scrolls and everything. That he really talks about it. Really goes in depth to what those scrolls are actually are. Um, by David Fitzgerald, nailed 10 Christian myths that show Jesus, the one that everybody has, everybody imagines in their mind that never existed at all. I don't necessarily agree with everything that he says in here, but it's still a good one. He has some good, valid points. You know what I'm saying? Because him and Bart Ehrman kind of have differences of opinion, and it's kind of like this, y'all. I don't just side with one thing when it comes to, I'm not a full blown atheist. So I have my quirks about atheism, but this guy here, he's actually an atheist, but he kind of goes against Bart Ehrman a little bit when it comes to the existence of Jesus. So it's good to hear both sides. That way you can form your own understanding, so to say. There's another one too. Let's see. Going down. I got the Book of the Dead. The Per M Haru. That's it's called. That's what people called the Book of Coming Forth by Day. The Egyptian text is one of the Bibles that people call it the Egyptian Bible now. And also too the pyramid text. You know what I'm saying? Get you a pyramid text and check that out. This is a good one. Egypt knew neither pharaohs nor Moses. You ever heard of that book before?
No, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, this is a good one. A good read right here, and this book right here, Jumanji, is one that really it's an old book, really old. Bible myths and their parallels in other religions.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't heard that either, man.
By
You got
T,
a whole library.
yeah, by T.W. Down. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Let's see. It's a old. Some of the stuff is outdated, and some of the
Mhm.
stuff is still up to date. Like some of it
Yeah.
has been debunked. So what I did was
Oh wow.
I read this book, and then I went and I validated, and I'm say that most of it is still stands, but a lot
so
of this,
you so you
but
you represent out there.
yeah,
I'm just
it's
playing,
the
man.
out. No, you good. No, you good. No.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that like some of the points have been there's been a better understanding, so to say. You have to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
and you have to decipher,
yeah, yeah.
what is true, what has been, But you see the ratings on this book. You see that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Four point
yeah.
five out of 5. So that there's some good stuff in there. You know. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
One more is Forgers and Critics. And
Okay.
one thing about Forgers and Critics is that it talks about the letter of Aristeas. You ever heard that letter before? Letter
No,
of
no, I haven't heard
Aristeas.
that.
Letter of Aristeas.
No, I haven't. No,
About
I
it
gotta look this stuff up, man.
about it being
I
a
haven't heard
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's about it being a forgery, and that's the letter of
Yeah,
Aristeas is basically like that's the letter that stands on the Bible's translation, and they're
yeah.
saying that that's a forgery. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
So this
Oh,
talks about forgers from the ancient world. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It just basically just talks about things that have probably been forged and not really totally true. Don't just talk about just the
yeah,
Bible. It talks about a whole lot of
yeah,
whole lot of older scholarship, so to say, that came from that world. But
yeah.
yeah, but man, that's pretty much it, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You know?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good stuff, man. Well, that's good, man. Yeah, I enjoyed this, man, because I got a lot of information, and it just shows that a lot of concepts, people have different concepts and beliefs, and nobody really knows. Nobody was there with a camera when the beginning started, so at the end, we'll meet our creator if he's there. If he's not,
Yeah.
enjoy your life and live it to the
Yeah.
fullest, man.
Yeah, I just gotta
Yeah.
say this, man. Like, when it comes to the way that how people believe, like, I encourage, you know, I've tried to give everybody their space, and whatever they want to believe in, that's up to them. But what I have a problem with is this, like people failing to really try to understand other people's points of view.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to ask questions. It's good to challenge people, really ask questions, but
Yeah.
to a certain extent, and that's my problem with Watchtower saying things like the truth, so to say, or we have the truth, or the way that you believe is dangerous, or something like that. And it's kind of like you're basically slapping that person in the face. Like, that's not building. That's not trying to, you know, get an understanding of why this person has this view, has this worldview. We got to think about this. Like, there's people right now that don't even know anything about Jesus or anything like that, or anything about any type of religion or any other culture from where you are at. You know what I'm saying? Think about the Indians that Sentinel Island. Those Indians over there, they're still indigenous. They don't want nobody coming over there. A man that was a Christian tried to go over there and bring forth his religion, try to bring them Jesus. They end up killing him because they ain't want no other outsiders on there. So what I'm getting at is that the way that you are, the where you go in this world, where you're born at, where you appear, children are not born religious. Children are
Mm-hmm.
products of religious people,
Mm-hmm.
of people that are religious. So you, most of the time, you're going to start out adopting the religion of your parents from
Mm-hmm.
this particular generation. Now, my children for instance. You know what I'm saying? And I've done an XJW story. I don't know if you ever seen that video. You ever seen? Yeah, yeah, you were on. I think when I had my wife on here and we did the little we did our little video and everything like that. But it's like this. I don't force nothing
Hmm.
on them. Like the stuff I shared, I'm not gonna force anything on my children. It, as long as they don't become JWs. Well, I'm just kidding. But it's like I don't try to force anything on them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
like I want to let them just grow. Like my children are not products of my worldview. If they have questions, I
Hmm.
answer. But if they want to
Yeah.
still believe in Jesus, that's them.
Hmm.
Give them their right. I give everybody
Yeah.
that right. But yet and still, when you ask me that question, then here it is. You take it from out of your understanding, and then you bring it to me. But yet and still, are you going to be able to accept my answer
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
not basically condemn me to hell or to condemn me to death? Now do I care if you do that? Nah, by all means, go ahead. You know, say I'm gonna get shot with
Hmm.
some imaginary burning arrows or get hit by a meteorite. I mean, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't really care. But what I'm getting at is, it's just like TW said. Everybody has a right to their own opinion, and it's about Fox News. Oh man,
Yeah.
there's so much going on in
Yeah.
the
That's
world
crazy.
today, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. That's good, man. Shoot. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think you covered a lot, and it's just food for thought for a lot of people, man. I think a lot of this laid the groundwork for anybody who's still, because I mean, a lot of people come out of Watchtower still feel that they have to. What do you call that? They feel need somebody to teach them. It's kind of hard to get rid of that mindset that somebody needs to tell me what to believe
Right.
when you've been in the whole time. But once you come out, man, you free to understand your whole thing. If God felt it so important for you to believe a certain thing, He would call you on your phone or talk to you in your ear, like just like He did the so-called prophets in the Bible. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know of one Joe's with one XJW that I wanted to do a video with him, but
Hmm.
he has not gotten back to me. I think he's a little. When he came out in one of our groups, in our open discussion group, he came out as a Satanist.
Hmm.
That's what he did. And when people hear of the religion of Satanism, they're kind of like, you know, dang, like you done turned to Satan. But that's another story. You know what I'm saying? Cause Michael ain't talking. He's wrapping up. Dot dot dot. I'm gonna get you, man. I really am. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get. He's
yeah.
he's trolling me, man. He's
Yeah,
trolling me.
yeah,
Yeah,
he getting you, man. Yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah.
be getting you all night, man.
Yeah. What was the terminology that they used? The brothers used to get somebody out. What was that thing they said?
Oh, get somebody off the stage.
You know, to get somebody to possibly he's going to crash the Kingdom Halls. I forgot what they.
Oh,
There
yo,
was
your
some.
invitation, your
Yeah,
invitation has
yeah,
been
yeah.
revoked.
Michael and your
Your
invitation has been
invitation has
revoked.
been
Okay.
revoked. Yeah.
They used to say
Yeah.
that with so much pride, though, man. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Your
yeah.
invitation has been
It's been
revoked."
revoked. Yeah, they didn't have an invitation to begin with.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
That's
man.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
Oh
man,
man.
I told my wife, I didn't tell her this time, but usually I'm like, I'm not gonna be on long. But when you start talking about these things, man,
Yeah,
time
yeah.
just
It
goes
goes
just.
fast.
Yeah, it does, man.
Exactly, it does.
But anyway,
Yep.
man, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get back to you whenever. Please, I have a little smaller YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm always welcome to new subscribers and everything like that. Of course, I started losing some subscribers since everybody found out that I didn't vote for Trump. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, type in House of Shango. You can SHANGO. You can follow me there. I'm going to start doing some reaction videos to some of the stuff that goes on, and so
Mhm.
then we can kick it. We can have a good time. Cause I mean, man, shoot, it's time for people to be explicit, man. Start
Yeah.
trying to start bringing out what's really on your mind without having being
Hmm.
subjugated to a whole bunch of scrutiny. But
Yeah.
that's all I got. Microphone down.
Yeah. All right, man. And on that note, man, I thank y'all for watching, man. All y'all in here, man. It was a good show. Yeah, as you said, thank you, Michael, man. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. And anyway, why is it? Why is my microphone off? Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, man. Anybody want to get old, man? Email me and hook something up, man. But Chad, no, thank you, Melvin, for coming on, man. Your story very interesting. And everybody else, man, y'all have y'all a good night or a good morning if you from New York. It's about what 12 o'clock, almost 1 o'clock in the morning over there. But anyway, man, y'all have y'all a good night, and I'll see y'all on the other side, man.